so they feel like they have a chance. And I mean, look, even if you're one of those Tar Heel fans that just hate State that much, which, I know you are, you got it. Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real here. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of them either. I mean, let's be honest. But, this team still has a chance in this game. Like, they are a solid enough basketball team. Kevin Keatts is a solid enough head coach that they're going to come in and give Carolina everything they can handle.
Well, especially because they've – and I don't mean to cut you off. They've got some dudes that personally I'm a big fan of. I think C.J. Bryce is a really quality player. He leads them in scoring and rebounding because they play that four-guard lineup. Markel Johnson has the ability to put, 30 is a little stretch in the college game. He could probably drop 25 on a team any given night. They've got pieces. Kevin Keatts has lacked the ability to put it all together, and a lot of that is because he's still a relatively young head coach, and he's also the ACC isn't what it normally is, but you're still trying to beat Duke. You're still trying to beat Carolina. You got to win over Virginia, so you're progressing. Louisville's top 10 good. Florida State's good, and I think that's something that kind of gets overlooked. But they've got guys that are going to give Carolina fits. Braxton Beverly. He's a guy that's going to be on the court. He killed Carolina in Raleigh last year. So they've got pieces. If they play their brand of basketball, they can beat Carolina rather easily with the way that we're lined up with the injuries. Don't think that happens because you want to talk about a guy that hates NC State and doesn't publicly say it. Roy Williams hates State, and he puts a lot into kicking their butt. And I think it was really good for Carolina to get that win on Saturday because now you can feel that anger, because what better way than to go into PNC on a Monday night, beat your rival and say, you can't even beat us when we're down. So whenever we come in next year with 4 McDonald's All-Americans, you ain't got a chance, brother.
Oh, I think that's the mindset that Carolina's got to take into it. And you mentioned just kind of focus a little more back on the game. Like you said, this is a team that will like to press you and cause you to, force your own mistakes. And for Carolina, that has been an issue so far this year. It became extremely evident in the game against Clemson, but that's really been the whole year, is when this team gets pressure on them, especially in the full court, it is really, really difficult for them to move the basketball. The encouraging thing is you're coming off the game that you just moved the basketball the best you have. One of the best times you have under Roy Williams. 32 assists is tied for the most in a single game for a Carolina team since Roy Williams came back. So I think that helps. There's definitely some confidence that they can move the basketball a little bit better. They're communicating a little bit better with each other. But at the same time, it's still going to be difficult. And like you said, I think one of the guys that would really help to have in this game would be Jeremiah Francis, just because of how he likes to sort of get aggressive and push the ball up the court. There will be times when they're going to turn it over. I think this is one of those games you just kind of have to deal with that. It stinks because, that's what really has cost this team a lot so far this season, that and the free throw line. But I think, the focus, again, and we have said this every single time that we've done a preview for a game. But again, in this one, you talk about a four-guard lineup. Where are they going to be most vulnerable? It's inside. This is a game where, okay, Garrison Brooks, you're pretty much at this point expecting him to come out and play well. Granted, didn't have another double-double. That streak ends in 6 the other day in the game against Miami. But still, 14 and 5, pretty good. He's, I think, going to be fine. He'll get his buckets. He'll go to work. This is the game where you need Armando Bacot to kind of piece a good performance back-to-back. We haven't really seen that from him this year. It's usually he performs well, and the next game he's just not able to finish at the rim. He's not able to rip down the rebounds he's supposed to. In terms of all of them, too much. So this is one of those games where, again, if Armando Bacot can play well and stay out of foul trouble, you've got a real feeling that this team will have a chance to win this game. Now, the problem is on the defensive end, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how they go out and guard this four-guard lineup that is for NC State. This is, you better believe they're going to try to drive the basket. Why? Because a lot of teams have had success recently with it, and you're talking about four guards that are going to be more athletic than the guys that they are going to be facing, more than likely. Especially when you get into where either Armando Bacot or Garrison Brooks is going to have to guard one of them if you're keeping both of those guys on the floor at the same time. So I'm going to be interested to see how Carolina handles it. I think Justin Pierce is that name to keep an eye on. He's going to have to be big in this game on the defensive end and on the offensive end to be able to match up with what State does. But Carolina's got to be able to win the game inside, or else they're going to have a tough night in PNC on Monday.
Yeah, I do think one thing to keep your eye on. We haven't seen it since the Pittsburgh game a week ago. Feels like a game you see Carolina play some zone if they had some problems matching up with the four guards and their ability to drive the lane. So we're at the part of the podcast where we pick the winner. I'm not allowed to pick Carolina as part of a comment I made previewing the Clemson game. So I have to say NC State wins. I think Carolina gets it done though and I can use this because I used this in the Miami game and it worked. My superstitions may be back in full effect. So on the record, I have to say State wins. I do think Carolina will eventually get the job done.
Okay, I don't have to say that State will win this game, and I will never say that State will ever beat Carolina because, believe me, I am one of those guys right up there that does not like NC State, hates them with a huge passion. So, yeah, I'm not picking them in this game. I also think that Carolina, I think, has a chance to win this game because this is a one that, as we talked about, again, this is not comparable to the Duke rivalry. Not in basketball. It's frankly not even close. But there is still a lot of emotion in this game, and especially for a team that has struggled the way that they have so far this year. I feel like this is one of those games where this team is going to come out fired up to make something happen and to shut the critics up. Because even though you won that game against Miami and you won it in the fashion that you did, the problem is no one's wanting to give you credit because they say, well, Miami's not a good basketball team. Miami was shorthanded. Miami was this. Miami was that. This is your game to show people, look, we're not done just yet. And that's without Cole Anthony. You wait until he comes back. I think this team knows that they have to win games like this because we've talked about it. How many games are left on the schedule that you can kind of mark down as, oh, that's a win? Or even, with where this team is at right now, if Cole Anthony was to not return, it's a winnable game. This is one that you have got to lock down. I think Carolina knows that. PNC has been one of those places where Carolina has been extremely successful, and I think Roy Williams has his boys ready to go. I'm picking Carolina to win the game.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the look back at Miami and the preview look ahead to the NC State game. Before I let you guys go, we're going to talk to you about the HeelToughBlog.com. Really encourage you guys to start getting the habit of going to the website or just liking our Facebook page, Heel Tough Blog. Me and Anthony have we've got restricted on Facebook for our ability to share. So if you see our stuff in these groups that they show up in, just go ahead, feel free to like it, share it. Would greatly appreciate it. But go to HeelToughBlog.com. A lot of great stuff on the website. We got looking back at the Miami game. So you got my recap, Anthony's analysis. I'm going to write up something about Roy Williams getting 880 wins as well. So be on the lookout for that. Football-wise, it was a busy weekend for Carolina football and Mac Brown. Junior Day on Saturday in Chapel Hill. The football team was honored during the Miami game for winning the bowl game. Mac Brown got the arena all fired up. And that kind of led to the commitment of Power Eccles. Anthony's got an article about about his commitment in the 2021 class, what it means for the Heels moving forward. So go check that out. So go, like I said, go to HeelToughBlog.com. We got you covered football, basketball wise with blogs and previews, or blogs and podcasts. You'll find all your content there on HeelToughBlog.com. Also, I want to talk about QC Broadcasting. You've known me and Anthony have launched this site. That was good. A lot of opportunities for that. So you can find us on Facebook. Just search QC Broadcasting. You can find us on Twitter at QC Broadcasting to make sure you're getting all the latest information and updates from that website that will be launching hopefully within the next couple weeks. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Roy's Boys Podcast. We want to thank you guys for listening. Feel free to subscribe to the podcast wherever you find it, on Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Just search Roy's Boys Podcast. We'll show up right there in your feed. Give us a like, give us a review. Feel free to subscribe if you want to make sure you get all of our latest episodes in your podcast feed. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, go Tar Heels.